what are the best and what are the worst things about
Bali.
About Bali, living in Bali. So this is what we talk about right now. Now let's jump to a cons about living in Bali. We're gonna talk about five of them right now. Yeah. Number one con: pollution and plastic and everything what has to do with this.
Yeah, you might not see these problems anywhere on Instagram or on the YouTube channels, but it does not mean it doesn't exist here.
And it actually does, and it's a massive issue.
Yeah.
We feel like it has been slowly improving, so there are many local organizations, communities who are doing cleanups on the beaches, and amazing job, guys. We joined few of them ourselves and it was a lot of fun.
And
but
it's a hard job.
Exactly, but once you do something like that, you realize how big of an issue it is in Bali and globally in Indonesia. So it's not always a big picturesque as you see on Instagram, etc. Those pictures are very often
edited a lot.
And this is the reality. This is how Pasut beach looks like at the moment, but you can say it's a result of a high tide and a storm and the water, so it's raw, but you can imagine it's not the most pleasant thing.
Second con on our list is traffic.
Super famous Balinese traffic. Canggu, Seminyak, Kuta, almost everywhere.
Denpasar, everywhere.
Traffic everywhere. Roads in Bali are pretty narrow, tiny. There are almost no sidewalks, and if there are, people are driving or riding the scooters, so it's also sometimes really sketchy, dangerous.
Chaotic,
if you are not experienced, exactly, chaotic, if you are not experienced scooter user, driver, guys,
don't
take your
time,
take a classes. There are classes available in Bali. Just Google scooter driving classes.
Lessons,
It's probably the biggest traffic you will ever see, so get ready for that.
And in general, just be very careful, because sometimes it might not be your fault, but there might be somebody who is trying to take you over or make a turn.
Watch the mirrors.
Always watch the mirrors and keep your eyes open.
The biggest downside of it is Bali roads are extremely busy.
Traffic, mainly it's traffic.
Traffic is just absolutely crazy.
It can take you, I don't know, to make 3 kilometers, half an hour, 40 minutes.
Very easily. If you are unfortunate enough and you have a car in Bali,
which is even worse.
Which is just absolutely, I feel so sorry every time I pass the cars, because they are literally stuck in the traffic. They are trying to get from A to B, sometimes, as Alina said, 3 kilometers, and it takes them literally 40 minutes because they are stuck in the traffic. Bali roads are really tiny, they are not made for such a load of traffic. That leads scooter drivers to drive even through the sidewalks where people should normally walk. There is not many sidewalks, but people are driving literally however they want.
So it can get a bit dangerous on the road?
Sometimes dangerous, hectic, chaotic. So for anyone who's new to this environment, and for somebody who doesn't have experience with riding a scooter or motorbike,
it's better to hire a Gojek, no?
Yeah, exactly. So that would be your option, Gojek, or just be very careful, be patient, stay in the line. Con number 3, and this is very questionable.
That's interesting one.
It might not be negative for somebody, but it is definitely negative for us. And Bali is simply way too comfortable. What do we mean by that is that by living in Bali, you basically do not do any laundry, you do not clean your own space, and most of the times you are eating out. So you basically do not have to do any of those things, because everything is done for you, which is definitely enjoyable, and
while you are here,
it's part of this amazing hospitality and service. But at the same time, I believe it develops bad habits with the people. So you become more lazy, simply. You forget about taking care of your own stuff, cleaning, taking responsibility of cleaning of your own rental property, and so on and so on, because you always have a cleaner coming and cleaning for you. You always have somebody topping up water for you, clean the swimming pool. You could do this by yourself, and it wouldn't be end of the world.
Yeah, in any other country, most probably you would do it by yourself.
Also, it's very difficult to get some work done over here because environment is so enjoyable, laid back. This Balinese chill. It's simply too comfortable, so guys, be careful to get...
and don't get lazy.
Exactly, don't get lazy. In case something happens to you, you need medical assistance.
You need insurance.
Yeah, we start with the insurance. You definitely need insurance before coming to Bali. So the best insurance, we will leave it in a description, or you can see it up there. So medical services we never used personally.
We used the dentist. I used the dentist.
Yeah, what was the experience? It was like that. We're not going to be digging anymore. In terms of equipment, they have a really good equipment, and what we know and what we heard from our friends and the people who has experience in this, they say it's very good. So that's all we can say. However, one thing what stands out is it's extremely expensive.
And I know that there is even difference. They ask you, do you have a insurance? If they know you have to pay from your pocket, price goes up.
No, opposite.
Opposite?
Yeah, so if they know you have insurance and it doesn't go from your pocket, they will charge you crazy money because they know insurance will cover it. If they know you don't have, or if you say I don't have insurance and I have to pay it from my own pocket, they will charge you less. So this will be this will be the downside definitely, because you are not treated equally. For example, something like a Röntgen or MRI, from what I heard from my friends who needed an MRI of a knee, for example, basic just an MRI costed them 800 euros, which is absolutely unbelievable price by my opinion. So make sure you stay safe, make sure you are never in the need of any medical services, and if you do, make sure you have a medical insurance. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, because it's gonna cost you a lot if something happens. Number 4, and particularly Alina hates that, I do as well, but she hates that the most, I would say.
Well, that's just a discomfort. It's a bad walkability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We both love walks. You can walk on the beach, but that's basically the only place where you can walk in Bali. Otherwise, it's always busy traffic, a lot of smoke, a lot of cars, scooters, no sidewalks at all. It's difficult. Sometimes we miss this part about Europe, where you can go to the forest, have a walk, or you can go to the town or city and go through the center,
or even to the parks, wherever you can imagine walking. Here it will be difficult to get your 10,000 steps a day in.
Very challenging. So make sure you sign up in a gym, so you do your steps, you do your workouts, you stay active, because you're not gonna walk too much in Bali. Number 5, and this is gonna be a big surprise for many of you, and beaches. That's a con of Bali. Many people believe Bali is this beautiful tropical beach paradise. That's not true, guys. Bali is definitely not beach destination. No.
However, you can find very nice and white sand, beautiful beaches. These beaches are more in the south of the island, in Uluwatu and Nusa Dua area.
However, not all of them are swimmable, so if you want to swim, it's difficult. These are all surfing spots. Very little amount of those beaches are swimmable, and also like a white sand, this typical tropical beautiful beaches. Otherwise, it's all volcanic origin. Black sand beaches
all around the island, especially Canggu, Seminyak and all the north part.
There is however, massive culture around beaches, but more for sunsets, for walks. It's not so much like people are spending time on the beach and getting tanned and getting drinks and swim.
It's more to catch that Bali vibe.
So that's not really happening in Bali. So it's not beach destination, unfortunately.
Keep it in your mind.
Let's just put a big wrap around all of this and talk about how do we feel about living in Bali, and what are the upsides and downsides of living. Basically, Bali obviously has got a lot of things to offer. You will be greeted by amazing Balinese people. You will live very comfortably because everything will be taken care of. But you need to bear on your mind, you will be making sometimes huge, sometimes just a little, depending on what kind of person you are, sacrifices. For us, one of the biggest sacrifices is the cleanness on environment. So there is a massive, as we mentioned, massive plastic problem.
They do not have a recycling system, so there is a garbage literally not everywhere, but in the most of the places, on the streets, on the beach.
that bothers us quite a bit. Also, sometimes quality of the products or services will be not the best or not at the standard you are used to. If you don't mind this, no problem. We don't really mind this, but you need to bear on your mind. And also one of the biggest issues for us is there are no like general hangout areas like parks, and you have nowhere to walk, etc.
I am addicted to walk, and I cry every day that I have nowhere to walk. The only place is a beach.
Yeah, very often not in the best conditions.
Yeah.
So if you like walks, if you like spending time with your family outdoor in the park, there is very little places like that. Bali is very famous for cafes, beach clubs, etc. But that's all indoors, you know. Spend time inside your villa, then you hop on a scooter, go through terrible traffic, and land in a coffee shop.
Where you sit again.
So, by no means we are trying to complain here.
No,
we are super happy.
However, yeah, we feel that there are few things which
many people don't realize.
Exactly, and don't speak about. So we don't want to make it all pink and beautiful. It is beautiful, but it has its own downsides.
Yes. We both hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you have any questions, comment down below, and we are looking forward to see you in the next video very soon. Thank you for watching.